7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
All right, welcome into another edition of the Vegas Squares podcast. It is NFL picks. It is week number 10? Yes. Good, because I didn't know. Yeah, week number 10 in the NFL. And we mentioned this. I got Spike in studio. We got Token Tony on the phone. Token, we mentioned this on the podcast yesterday that Spike, his only text messages to us regarding our season-long bet last week was...
It was a whole bunch of fuckity fuck stuff and all that.
Yeah, to paraphrase.
Right, yeah, no,
that was putting it lightly. Too.
Yeah.
I know that you couldn't do a direct quote because you don't have your phone in front of you because the battery's dead or whatever. But
It's
yeah,
getting close, yeah.
no, you're pretty spot on.
And you didn't even send us I didn't know anybody else's picks for the week.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Nope, none of you did, because fuck all y'all.
Anyway, so we're going to recap last week, because I've got to know. But let's thank the sponsors here real quick. Once again, welcome into the Vegas Squares podcast. Week 10 NFL Picks show. Sponsors 12 Ounce Sports Radio, where we air every Friday, Saturday for NCAA picks, and Sunday for NFL picks. Also, Seat Giant, promo code 12 Ounce Sports for discounts on sporting events, concerts, and theater tickets. All right, so now that that's out of the way, Spike, care to tell us how last week went for you? I mean, obviously, I could have just listened to the podcast, but I mean, that was almost 2 hours.
Yeah, no, we were long-winded, which is especially crazy because it was just the two of us.
Yeah,
We didn't even have people on the phone helping us out. No, I think the most annoying...
we still don't.
Oh, God. I think the most annoying part about last week, and I'll get into how we did on the contest in just a second, but really what bugged me is that aside from a couple of futures bets that are going to pay off about $4 a piece, I'm busted out of our MGM contest as well.
Yes. Speaking of, we haven't really been keeping an aggressive eye on each other.
No, we really haven't been checking, and we were supposed to be doing checks like every quarter or something, every month. And...
every other week or something.
So
Yeah.
off the air, Spike and I will check each other's. I guess you have a couple futures bets, but
yeah, nothing to get excited about.
I'm standing at $57. What do you got, Token?
I'm at 0, but two future tickets, one on the Pats and one on the Texans.
Okay.
And we would check Tony Johnson, but his whereabouts unknown lately. I
Yeah.
know he came back from Florida at some point, but he did send in his picks this week, so we know he is not dead.
That is true.
Unless he is dead and he had a proxy.
Oh.
Proxy token.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Fake token.
Fake proxy token. What do you do on that spot in like the Vegas Super Contest? Like if the person who you're proxying for like just dies, do you just like start putting in their picks that you would make, and then if they win, anything? How do you
collect?
Yeah, do you just
Yeah,
or is that
I
like
don't think you would be able to claim it. Yeah.
No, but like maybe, I'm curious if maybe an actual immediate family member could transfer. I bet it's in the rules. I'm going to tweet Jay Cornegie and see what he says about that.
Okay.
Asking for a friend.
Yes, because just in case you feel like committing a murder, then yeah.
Of the guy who's in third place.
Yeah,
I'm not greedy.
There you go. Yeah,
It's just the guy who's in third.
Yeah, don't shoot the moon on this one.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you get caught, is when you get greedy.
Yes.
So, all right. So it is, again, week 10 in the NFL. We are recapping week 9 because I got to know how Spike did and the others.
Well, you can all go fuck yourselves is how I did. I went 1-6 last week.
Yes.
Hey, you got one right.
The only pick that I hit was Philadelphia minus the 4 against Chicago.
So when I say a couple of losers trying to pick winners, it's just the one loser.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
Last week.
Well, no, Token Tony, or Fake Token, excuse me. did go 2 for 5, so he didn't do much better, but both of his winners were moneyline dogs, so he got bonus points on both of them.
So he got 4 points going 2 for 5.
He went 2 for 5 and got 4 points.
Wow, that's how you do it right there, I guess. Maximize your value on the underdogs.
Real Token went 4 for 3, but also put up 4 points.
4 for 3 is not a thing, but I get what you're saying.
Or 4 and 3, sorry. 4 and 3, as did the dice. The dice also went 4 and 3. Aaron...
I also went 4 and 3.
Went 4 and 3, but you got 1 bonus point with Miami Moneyline, which meant you were the only one to beat the dice, so you got a second bonus point for beating the dice.
Fucking A, man.
So you put up 6. So I went from first place to third place in the 7-team contest.
If you ain't first, you're third.
Yeah, pretty much. Dice sitting in last place at 27 points, Token with 30 points. I am at 38 points, Fake Token at 39, and Aaron currently sitting in the godforsaken lead at 43 points.
Damn, I didn't think I was that ahead.
Yeah, that was a nice one for
Trying
you.
to go back to back here in this contest.
And then the 3-gamer, that
I'm punting that one.
that's actually still close too, because Aaron, even at last place, you have 9 points. Fake Token and I are tied at 12, and Token Tony going 3 for 3 last week, sitting at 13 points.
I'm only 4 back.
So he is last place in the 7-teamer and first place in the 3-teamer.
That is an interesting thing. I mean, how is that? I mean, 3, I guess the ones he's confident in do hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Fucking weird, man. All right, so let's dive in, I guess, to week 10. Not really a lot of storylines, coming back. Next week obviously Pat Mahomes is coming back this week, but next week we're going to have Nick Foles, the end of Mustache Minshew, at least for now. So that'll be some talking points for next week's matchups. Nothing really going on this week as far as storylines. The biggest storyline of the week is Antonio Brown's Twitter tirade.
Oh, God, yeah.
So he's not even in the league, and he still somehow finds his way to be relevant. Did you see that?
I saw that he was ranting and raving about something and screaming about fantasy owners and this, that, and the other thing, but I didn't.
He was screaming about real owners, not fantasy owners.
I thought he was. I thought he was.
They were
screaming
like
about
some
fantasy
about
owners.
like they were making money off the backs and the sweat of their hard work, and again, I don't remember exactly. I don't have it up. It was like fuck this. The tweet was deleted. But fuck this, and fuck the NFL. I don't need anything else from you, and then I don't know. My guess is that Drew Rosenhaus saw this, ran over to Antonio Brown's house, was like, "Yo, let me borrow your phone real quick," because there was a retraction in a deleted tweet, real quick. On that one, it says, "Look, I just in the heat of the moment, I'm going to strive every day to get back in the NFL." And I was like, well, you took 3 steps back.
Yeah, that was
3 frostbitten steps back.
That's a prepared statement right there.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I can just see Drew Rosen. Hey, Tonio, let me borrow your phone real quick. So, all right. So, I don't know if this has ever happened because, frankly, I never paid attention to this point. But usually, if none of us have a pick on a game, I tend to try to gloss over the game a little more quicker. But this week, every single game, someone has a pick.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about them all. And let's start with Baltimore at Cincinnati. The current line, let me pull it up here, is...
What the hell order are you going in?
I was going with covers. Fuck that. Switch. I'm going to go back to Vegas Insider. We're going to start with Kansas City at Tennessee.
There we go.
The line is currently Chiefs -6.
Yeah, and this
Total 49.5.
This one opened up at Kansas City -3. I think they were still waiting to hear if Mahomes was definitively going to start or not, and apparently Mahomes is worth 3 points to the bettors in this one.
I would agree.
Yeah, Kansas City, even without Mahomes, has looked pretty good. Tennessee, I don't know what the fuck to make of them. They're sitting, Tennessee sitting at 3-5-1 against the spread this year. And 1-2-1 of that is at home. So, I don't know, sort of a weird spot for them. They're kind of up and down, especially in a division that looked like it was going to be winnable at the beginning of the year with Andrew Luck retiring. You would think that Tennessee would have done more to really try to solidify first place in that division and really try to push. Tannehill's looked pretty good in place of Mariota. I don't know if that's too little too late for them, but I don't know. Should be definitely an interesting matchup. Not something I'm particularly looking forward to because I don't really give a shit. I think Kansas City rolls, but I don't have a play on this one.
So Mahomes is not must-see TV for you?
Nah, not really. I mean,
Really? Wow.
He's good. He's exciting. He's interesting. But against this opponent, I don't really care.
Fair enough. I mean, for me, he would be the only reason to watch this game.
I wonder if Token knows that he's supposed to talk right now.
Oh, am I? No, this one I have no play. I mean, it'll be exciting to see Mahomes back, but in my opinion, they might be rushing him back. I feel like Kansas City's mindset as of right now is they have to win because the division's winning, and that's the only way they can get ahead is to rush him back maybe, and that might doom them later in the season. So,
yeah, actually, I think that's actually, despite the delayed reaction, that's a fair point from Token. I mean, I said that against, who did they play last week?
It doesn't matter to me. I got it wrong, whoever it was.
Oh, God, that's going to drive me nuts. They played Minnesota. I said that with a defense like that in Minnesota, they should not bring Mahomes back that week because even if they lost that game, they still would have been in first place despite what happened. But now you have a Thursday night victory by Oakland, who is now 5-4, which is still a couple of games behind Kansas City in this spot. But I personally wouldn't put Pat Mahomes out there again if I'm Kansas City. I like what Matt Moore has done so far. They have a good running game with Damian Williams and LaShawn McCoy kind of bouncing off each other. And actually the defense has started to show signs of life. I mean, Kirk Cousins has been playing phenomenally the last month and change. And while he didn't look terrible, he definitely didn't look like the same guy who had been playing great for the last month and change. So the fact that Mahomes still has a question mark on him, even though it has come out recently that they expect him to play, I take Tennessee +6 in this spot as one of my picks for the 7-gamer. And even if he plays, I think the game plan will be limited as far as mobility, which is one of his strengths. And I'm pretty much just kind of bucking trends here. Tennessee has not played well, and Kansas City has. I'm hoping that generally Andy Reid will come to me and his white horse and say, don't worry, I got you. We'll make this game far closer than it needs to be.
Yeah, well, normally I would agree with you, especially with Mahomes maybe having some rust on him. I think the problem that you're going to find is that Tennessee really, especially on Tennessee's defense really relies on turnovers, and I don't know that Kansas City is going to turn the ball over enough for Tennessee to keep it close. So, but you're right, it's certainly going to be an interesting game, certainly going to be a fun one for a lot of people to watch. I personally don't give a shit, but hey, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I am surprised. I mean, the only thing that makes this game watchable is the potential for Pat Mahomes to come back. Because I agree. I don't necessarily. I agree. Pat Mahomes is probably must-see TV, and 6-3. They are one game. Well, that may change things. I could have sworn they were 6-2, but 6-3. That may change things. I'm still going to go with Tennessee in this spot because I locked it up before the podcast, and that's how we roll. Actually, when I put the picks in, it was 6.5, so now it's down to 6. So
yeah,
kind of an interesting move.
Yeah,
in that spot, especially when it's been announced that Mahomes is most likely to play. So, and everybody's riding off the Chargers after that loss. I mean, if somehow Tennessee is able to get this victory, they're still in it. 4-6. We're the leader 6-4. Yeah. But So all right, let's move forward. Does anybody else have picks in that game?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You fucked that up last week.
Because we did it all at the end last week, so
yeah,
now I have to actually go through and look. The dice taking the under was 49.5 when I locked it up. I don't know if that line's moved at all.
Still correct.
Okay, so yeah, the dice are sitting on the under of that one.
All right, so let's move into this game because I know Spike over here is salivating at the mouth. Buffalo and Cleveland.
How is Cleveland favored?
There we go.
How?
He just blew his load all over the microphone.
What the fuck is happening here?
All right, well, defend yourself, because
3-point favorites?
who was it last week that you said the same thing, and the last text we got was fuck, fuckity, fuck.
It was go fuck your mother. That's who it was.
Oh, okay.
God damn it! This fucking pop screen keeps fucking moving on me.
You're the only one who uses that microphone. So what do you do over there?
I don't know. It's just there we go. All right, that's better.
Is it though?
Now Cleveland has looked like absolute dog shit.
Agreed.
Buffalo has looked pretty goddamn solid. I don't give a shit that this game is in Cleveland. How is Buffalo a 3-point dog? How?
You know what? I will say 2 words as I guess, an ode to Tony Johnson. Josh Allen. Josh Allen has the ability to the team goes with him.
All right, right now, who would you pick? Josh Allen or Baker Mayfield?
Josh Allen.
Okay.
But
Then how are they 3-point dogs? How? This makes no sense.
well, then unload your MGM account. Oh, wait. Speaking of, you texted us last week and said there was line movement that was horrible.
Right.
What was that?
And I told you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so let's hear about it. You said you unloaded the account on it. Obviously, it's at 0, so I want to know what game you unloaded on your $17.
It was...
It was probably $40.
No, it was like 12.
We were both being generous.
It was, and I hate to say it because I wrote them off after week 1. I said I would never bet on them again, and then I bet on them. It was Token Tony's Detroit Lions. The money line was initially plus 115. It moved to plus 145. And I thought Detroit was the better team in that spot all day, so I unloaded the count when I saw that line movement.
Yeah, even though they're like 1-10 in their last 11 games on the West Coast.
I wasn't looking at West Coast, that whole traveling thing. I thought Pat Statford was going to have a much better game. And
Stat Padford.
Yeah, that's the one.
Pat Statford's his dad.
Yeah.
He still did all right, but
yeah, actually, he had a pretty decent game because I had the under in that game, and they were just going back and forth. But
yeah, I actually had him in fantasy, so
Yeah.
it did all right. But no, I saw that game. I thought it was a better spot. I think I've just been undervaluing whoever the fuck all season.
the Oakland Raiders.
Oakland, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just haven't been giving them credit, and yeah, they held, so more power to them. But yeah,
All right, so back to Buffalo and Cleveland. 3
Yeah.
points. The total is 40.
Cleveland is not the Oakland Raiders, and the fact that they are 3-point favorites in this game is sickening to me.
So if you had an account with money in it to unload, would you take 3 points?
I might actually unload my William Hill account, which has significant money in it.
Is it too late to put in Cleveland -3 as my 7 game and my 3 game?
Go ahead. I would welcome the opportunity for you to do that.
The sad part is I would say I wouldn't say unload, but I was so confident in Cleveland last week.
I know. Against a quarterback who had never taken a snap in the NFL. How'd that one fucking work out for you?
It did not.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
You're going to shit all over me for picking Detroit.
I'm not shitting all over you. I'm just saying that line movement to unload, I mean, it was only $12, but I mean, to say you're like, I unloaded this, the line moved the wrong way. Well, clearly it did not.
the Lions.
Yeah.
How many of those have you had? Those are my favorites. The unloading of the account and the Team X by whatever. Because they never really come in.
No.
The unloading of the account, that was my second one this year. The first one came in. And it was early in the season. I think Denver was a dog, and they were getting plus good money early on, and it was one of their early wins. So I got that one.
I thought wasn't it Jacksonville against Denver?
Was it Jackson? Oh yeah, it was Jacksonville against it. It was Jacksonville beating
Jacksonville,
Denver. Yeah, you're right. I knew Denver was involved in some way, so I just had them the wrong way.
All right, back to this game that really no one cares about. Buffalo and Cleveland. Who else has picks?
Yeah, I might be the only one on this one, and I'm kind of surprised because to me this is the only game that really stood out as one of those where I think the books have it wrong and they just have the wrong team, but wrong team is the favorite. I'm the only one that's on it, and I got it on both the 7 and the 3 gamer, Buffalo plus the points. So
Let's go Brownies.
let's roll.
Yep. Yeah. Hopefully Cleveland wins this by a field goal.
Fuck you, Michael.
That would be fun. That would be pretty funny. All right, Arizona and Tampa Bay. We got the battle of the number 1 overall picks. One of them's probably going to be out as a starter next year. I will say this: Tampa Bay -5, total 52. I like watching Kyler Murray play more than I like probably watching Pat Mahomes play. But maybe that's just because he's new. We've seen the Pat Mahomes experience, even though it's eerily similar. I think maybe I'm more excited or impressed with Kyler Murray because he's like 4 or 5 inches shorter.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray also has the sort of the better storyline of being drafted in Major League Baseball and then giving that up to come to the NFL. So, for a guy to gamble like that and put it all on the line to come to a team like Arizona that wasn't that good to begin with, even though they have pieces, obviously, with Larry Johnson or Larry Fitzgerald and David Johnson, and the decent enough defense, but not great. But they're in a real fucking tough division.
The crazy thing is they're right where, in terms of win total, I thought they'd be, and they still have 7 games left.
I know, and it's they're 3-1-0 against the spread on the road, which is really impressive for a team like that. So this is certainly an interesting game to watch. I think I'm the only one on this one too.
I contemplated the money line in this spot.
Yeah, Fake Token's on this one. He's got Arizona plus the 5. I am rolling with the Arizona money line plus 195, trying to go for the bonus point here. Tampa Bay to me is just too inconsistent for me to really feel confident in them. They're 0-2 against the spread at home as well. And I just I think the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray can go in there, and if I were a smarter man, I'd probably just bet the over in this game and be done with it. But I'm rolling for the bonus point on that money line. I think Arizona can win this one.
Yeah, I mean it's a spot where, luckily for Arizona, Tampa Bay can only seem to play 3 quarters of football.
Yep,
and I don't understand it. They played phenomenal football for 3 quarters in Seattle last week, and I was actually pretty impressed with the way they handled Seattle's offense. I mean, Carson could not run, forcing Russell Wilson to do what Russell Wilson does, and ultimately, yes, he did score a ton of points, but even though Carson ran for 100 yards, it was tough. It was tough to get, and I was actually pretty impressed with Tampa Bay. That's kind of almost one of the reasons I stayed away from this, because at some point, Bruce Arians is going to figure out a way for this team to play 4 quarters.
Right. The problem is they have to stop turning the ball over, because I think they're like 2nd in the league with 18 turnovers right now.
Yeah, I think they need to see what they got in this Ryan Griffin guy. Every year he shines in preseason token, and they never play him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one game is a tough spot, and the total almost seems too high to be true, and not a play for me though.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jameis Winston. I wish the best for him, but I mean, at some point, I don't know. I mean, to me, it just doesn't seem like it is working out, and they're 2-6 now, and they have lost 4 in a row. So I think if you're Bruce Arians, you're obviously not getting fired this year. So see what you got in the organization. They really must not feel anything, and maybe that's the case. They must have no confidence in Ryan Griffin. I think it's Ryan Griffin.
Peter Griffin?
It's not Peter Griffin, but it could be Brian Griffin. No, Brian Griffin. I'm pretty sure it's Ryan Griffin. It's Griffin, I know that, but I can't remember the first name. I think it's Ryan. But every year
some generic white guy name.
He studs out in the preseason, which again may not mean anything, but see what you got. All right, MetLife, the insurance battle, Giants and Jets.
Yes, the Battle of New Jersey.
And I said this to Spike off the air before the podcast recording, and Token, I'll ask you this. If you're a Giants season ticket holder, how weird is it going to be that there's a Giants game at MetLife that you're, unless you buy other tickets, not allowed to go to?
Yeah, that's like very, very, very weird. I mean, it's a rare occasion that happens, but
Well, I mean, the only other occasion would be the Giants making the Super Bowl in MetLife, and that ain't ever happening.
Oh yeah, God no.
no, not anytime soon.
I can't imagine the
It's going to happen.
outdoor cold weather Super Bowls are going to be happening anytime soon.
No,
No.
this kind of scenario is going to happen in L.A. once they finally get the Rams and Chargers in that stadium.
It'll happen here in Vegas, too.
Assuming the well, I'm talking about somebody having like Rams season tickets, and then the Rams are on the road, quote
Against the
unquote,
Chargers.
against the Chargers, and then they won't be able to get tickets for that. Assuming the Chargers don't move to London, which is now the latest rumor.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I believe Spanos that's not happening. The thing is I do believe that there's some chance that they end up that Qualcomm, or excuse me, not Qualcomm, San Diego ends up building them a new stadium.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. So, Giants Jets. Giants a 3-point quote unquote road favorite here. 44.5 is the total. I don't even know what to make of this game. The Jets shouldn't be bad on paper, but I mean, they are.
Yeah, they're real bad. And when I was putting together the 7-gamer this week, I was actually having trouble finding a 7th game. I ended up landing on this one. And for me, it just comes down to the quarterbacks where, while I don't have complete confidence in Danny Dimes, I think Sam Darnold is just over his head, overwhelmed. Not Ryan Leaf level like Baker Mayfield is, but I think that Sam Darnold is not long for this league if he continues to play the way that he's played. So I am rolling with the quote-unquote road favorite Giants, minus the 3 points in this spot. And really, it's just I have zero confidence in the Jets, and I have very little confidence in the Giants, but that very little confidence translated to a field goal victory, so I'll take it. Fake Token is also on this game. He's taking the other side of it. I wish he was here to justify it, because I cannot figure out, even though I didn't really necessarily want to touch this game, when I did, I can't see a scenario where the Jets come within 3 points.
I mean, it's a rival game and all that, so maybe that's where he's coming at, but
I mean, they don't play each other often. It's not terrible. I don't know. Is that a rivalry game? I mean, I think it's more rival for the fans.
Yeah, I'm sure
This isn't
the fans hate each
every
other.
year thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would love that. A Giants fan comes up to section 104, row K, and be like, "Get out of my seat, fucker." It ain't your seat this week, asshole. Tony, go back.
Go back to Brooklyn where you came from.
Yeah. I got no play in this game either. I don't even want to even try to find a side and have to defend it like you're saying with Fake Token. But if I had a play in this game, I agree with you. I'll take the playmakers, and the Giants have more of them.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement, but however, it's just too weird of a spot, and a lot of variance can happen in this game.
I do have a bold prediction that I'll save for the end involving this game.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
All right,
Benson and Ty.
No, I'm not weird like you. Baltimore and Cincinnati. Ravens are 10.5-point favorites against the Cincinnati Bengals at 44.5. And I can't remember who's supposed to be starting for Cincinnati this week, since your Red Rocket brother is benched.
Yeah, he's finally done, probably about 3 years too late. And, it's the end of an era. We have very few gingers left to root for in professional sports. But, it was a nice run, but it was time for them to make a switch.
So who's the new ginger you root for? You're going to root for?
Cody Eakin.
Okay, fair enough. What about in football?
Are there gingers left in football? I don't even know.
So you got basketball, you got Blake Griffin, even though he's a black ginger.
Yeah, that's fine. And
you have Cody Eakin
in hockey, and then I haven't followed baseball closely enough in 4 years.
That's got to be Justin Turner, dude. You should Google him.
Justin Turner. All right.
Yeah. But I don't know of any other gingers in football.
Yeah.
Tell you what, when I'm watching tomorrow, if I find one, I'll point him out to you.
All right. There we go. That'll work.
That'll be the next NFL jersey for him.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go.
Oh,
Fitzpatrick.
he's
He's got some grays,
he's
but I think
definitely
he's still
Irish. Yeah,
I
but
think he's got to be a ginger.
I'm sure there's some ginger hiding under that. Whatever.
Can you
it is.
Google gingers in the NFL? Is that an option?
That's not something I want in my search history.
Gingers in the NFL.
So I'm on this game against the total, and as is fake token as well. We're both sitting on under 44.5. I know for me it's Baltimore. I think they can put up points in bunches. They can put up points quickly. I just don't think Cincinnati can score. Period. So I think all the scoring is going to have to come from Baltimore, and I think by the time they get up to about 30 to 35 to nothing, maybe 35 to 3, I think that's about the time that we see the second and third stringers start coming in, and they kind of take their foot off the gas. So don't expect much scoring after that. Under 44.5 is my play on this one, and I'm not. I shouldn't say I'm not worried about it, but because that seems to be the fucking kiss of death when it comes to my picks. But this is one that I targeted pretty early on.
Ryan Finley, 4th round pick out of NC State.
Ryan Finley, okay. Who's he playing for?
The Bengals.
Oh, he's on the Bengals. Okay.
The guy who started.
Oh, I thought you were talking about gingers in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I thought you were still on that. That's why I was like, oh, okay. So there's a Ryan Finley that's playing.
There you go. He could be a ginger.
No, I don't like that play on the total, though, for you, Spike, because if you remember week 1, Baltimore playing the Dolphins, they had like a 3-touchdown lead and still laid on the hammer. So, I mean, that's kind of a scary situation. So
Yeah, no, like I said, whenever I say
Yeah.
I'm confident in the pick, then that it shits the bed. And then I said I was on this one early, and I feel pretty confident about it. So you might be right.
And plus, with Cincinnati having a new starting quarterback, I mean, they have no footage on them. Baltimore won't be as prepared for what the potential playbook will look like and his pace of game and stuff like that. So that might throw them off and cause them to make minor errors and all that. No play on this one for me, but however, I almost liked Cincinnati plus the points.
Yeah, I don't feel good about this because you did say you were confident, but I'm also on Baltimore Cincinnati under 44.5 as the 7-game and the 3-game. So we're a three barrel bluff. So Token's obviously rooting for a shootout.
Well, and the dice are on the over.
The over gets there by halftime.
Oh, and the dice are on the over.
The dice are on the over, so now you're real fucked. Either way, Token.
No, I'd rather still root for the over.
All right.
So I don't see anybody. The closest, I guess, quote unquote ginger still currently active in the NFL is Jimmy Graham.
Oh, wow. All right.
So if you choose not to root for him, I think you're going to have to root for Jason Garrett. That's the only remaining ginger in the NFL.
Oh, no.
So Jimmy Graham it is.
All right.
He could be out of the league after this year, maybe. I
Which
doubt
one,
it.
Jason Garrett or Jimmy Graham? Or both?
Both.
Yeah. So, all right. Atlanta at New Orleans. You all right over there?
I was asking if we skipped a game because I
realized that midway through talking about Baltimore and Cincinnati.
Yeah,
but
there we go. All right.
But we didn't have to draw attention to that.
All right. Well, I'm trying to keep up because I got different fucking screens for all this shit.
All right, fair enough. But wouldn't search gingers in the NFL. There might be another one. Atlanta, New Orleans. New Orleans coming off the bye is a 13.5 point favorite. Total 51. Matt Ryan coming back. It says probable, but we know what probable in the NFL is. Alvin Kamara still with the questionable tag at this point. I mean, the way Latavius Murray's been playing, really no reason to rush Kamara back unless you're a fantasy owner who had the number 2 pick in the draft this year. It's crazy. I don't know about your all's fantasy leagues, but it seemed like for me, the guy who's balling out the most wasn't picked till like 4th or 5th, and that's Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah, and we all know that Token was high.
Saquon got hurt, but
high on McCaffrey. Yeah, Saquon got hurt. Zeke hasn't been playing well at all. So, yeah, McCaffrey is probably the only non-quarterback that's going to be talked about for MVP this year. So,
it seems like it.
More power to him because, you're right. He's balling out and he's looking great.
Yeah, I have that features ticket on him to have the most rushing yards for the season, which he's
that's going to be tough.
Second right now. Like, if you base it on yards per game.
Yards per game.
The thing
okay.
I wonder is if, you talk about right now, they're 5-3. If they lose to the Packers, they're 5-4. If they somehow fall too far behind New Orleans, if they shut it down, you might get fucked on that one.
Yeah,
because I think if you fall out, I mean, if they lose 5 in a row right here and go 5-8, I would imagine they're done. They shut down Cam for that reason last year, so that might screw you. But I mean, obviously Ezekiel Elliott's just pacing the league right now. But Atlanta, New Orleans, divisional rivalry. 2 teams obviously going opposite directions. Atlanta is 1-7, and New Orleans is 7-1. Drew Brees obviously came back 1 game ago. Then they had the bye week. And I said it before. Obviously, whenever Drew Brees comes back, it's his team. However, I also said that I think the offense seems to be a little bit more efficient under Teddy Bridgewater, and that may be an overreaction, but what do you think?
I think you're actually dead on, and I kind of had the same thought when I was looking at this game.
Spike agrees with me. I got to be wrong.
Which is why I'm not touching this game, because I thought as with Breeze, even though Breeze is Breeze, I do think that you're right in a certain aspect that the offense with Bridgewater looked like it was more in sync, looked like it was better, which is why I'm not sure, which is why I couldn't touch this game because the spread was too big for me. So I am laying off this one completely, and I am kind of looking forward to it because I did have Matt Ryan for a long time in fantasy. If he does come back, I want to see how he looks before I try to put a waiver wire claim in on him. So. We'll see how this goes. Shit, speaking of, set my hockey roster.
Oh, yeah, crap. The same reasons for me. I didn't touch this. No idea how Ryan's going to look after his injury if he does play most of this game. As well as, I mean, are they going to start Kamara? Are they going to limit him? I mean, I know he's questionable at the moment. 13.5 is too many points in my eyes.
Biggest spread of the week.
Yeah. I could see a backdoor cover. I mean, the total seemed like on the number 2. It just, every time I like New Orleans minus those points, they find a way to win by a field that where it's not even close to even covering. So
I actually agree dead on with Token's analysis in that spot. You're right. Every time we start running the hype train on New Orleans, especially against the spread, and they're going to blow out a team. Remember last year against Tampa in the opener, I think they were 14-point favorites and they got beat. So I'm gonna agree with that theory and brace yourselves, boys.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Spike, give me a money line. What is it?
Oh, you want the...
Give me the Falcons money line. What is that? What is that going off at right now?
The Falcons money line is currently sitting. Wow, Westgate is where'd it go? There it is. Is that saying plus 600?
It is saying.
I think so.
Plus 600.
That is saying plus 600.
And Token Tony, help me out here. How many bonus points is that?
A shit ton.
All right, let's get it more specific. Spike, how many bonus points is that?
I think that's 5.
Is that 5? That I think that's 4. I think the most we can do is 4 bonus points for a total of 5 in the game.
So I am going to do a double dip on this. I'm going to take the spread because it's the biggest spread of the week and it's a divisional rivalry. And I'm going to put all my eggs in the basket with Matt Ryan. And I'm going to go for a 5-point bonus or a 5-point total and take Atlanta money line in this spot. You get a 7-point game right there.
Wow.
If I can hit it.
Go Saints for like a win by 40.
And the sick thing is, he's already up 4 points in the contest. So if he hits this,
Oh, I cannot wait.
oh god, it's going to be
He'll
sick.
have like a gap of a week almost.
Yeah.
With you guys, I'll have like a 4-week gap.
Well, against me, yeah.
Tell you what, if I hit this for 7 points, I'll let the producer make my picks for the next 2 weeks.
All right.
I'd still probably not catch up if you hit this, but
Well, she went 2-5 the 1 week she picked up. Yeah. Token. If I hit this, you're done.
oh, I know.
I gotta say, I am a little surprised. I actually thought that our scores would finish somewhere in this range after the season.
Really?
Like the 40s range. Well, not tokens, but I thought our scores would finish somewhere around 40 to 50 points.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's still,
No, I guess not.
10, we're in week 10. There's 17 total weeks. So,
Yeah, if you hit 4 a week, I guess that's 50. Is that 51? No. I miscounted. Yeah, I was thinking 51 points if you hit 4 a week, but okay, so I lied. If I have 4 a week, what's 17 times 4? 68? So I thought we'd finish in the 60s. Never mind. Okay, forget everything I last said. Just roll that tape back.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You're the one that's supposed to be the editor, so we'll let you cut this out.
All right, no, I'll leave it in for good fun.
All
right, so anybody else on the ATL New Orleans?
right. Let me see.
Thought I was going to get a lot more fanfare for that.
No. I mean,
And by the way, I'm not letting the producer pick for the next 2 weeks. Fuck
yeah,
that.
yeah.
No,
if you hit, that's fucking binding, sir. No, that was
Verbal's
it.
binding.
Is that an if-then bet? Do they still do if-then bets?
I have no idea. I haven't seen one.
It's supposed to be binding if
I never
somebody does
understood the
declare
if-then bet. Somebody on Twitter or explained to me, what is the difference between an if-then bet and a parlay where the games are just not at the same time?
Yeah, I have no idea. I've never seen an if-then bet. So.
Oh, you mean in a book? I thought you were talking.
What is he fucking babbling
Who the
about?
fuck knows? My name's Token Tony, and I can't make the drive out to the studio.
Yeah, where are you, Token, by the way?
He's probably sitting at home in his underwear eating Cheetos.
Pretty damn close.
My guess he's eating flaming hot Cheetos, rubbing his balls, and then picking out the sleep in his eyes.
No, no Cheetos,
I'm
no
not
chips
far
or
off,
anything.
though.
The only thing he corrected you on was no Cheetos. So the rest of it is accurate. It's just, he's probably eating like blueberry cereal or something.
Apple cinnamon oatmeal.
All right. I don't know why we have to get this pedantic about it, but
Well, I guess whatever. Where are we at now?
Carolina, go.
That game's moved. We're going to finish off the early slate. That game got
fuck.
moved. Detroit and Chicago to finish off the early slate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all turned around. All I can think about is apple cinnamon oatmeal now.
Spike, you can go first with this game.
All right, Detroit and Chicago. Chicago's a 3-point favorite. 41 is the total. Any egregious line movement, Spike?
Fuck you. I am actually on this for the 3-gamer. Just the 3-gamer. I didn't put it on the 7-gamer, but the 3-gamer, I am going back to my old ways of picking a game that wasn't on the 7-gamer. So on the 3-gamer, I'm rolling with Chicago minus the 2.5.
You kind of have to.
Because fuck Detroit.
Yeah.
Because fuck Detroit. Fuck everybody from Detroit.
It's 3 now, though.
Did it move to 3?
Yeah, we all said 3.
Yeah.
What'd you say, 2.5?
It was 2.5 when I locked it in. So
Wrong again. It's $3. $3. 3
so
points.
Now it's, consensus is 2.5, MGM's 2.5, but fucking Westgate's sitting at 3, so I guess I gotta go 3.5. Alright, 3.5 on the 3-gamer. What the
Which
fuck?
one of these do you think updates the, fastest, the most often? You think Westgate moves the most because they get the most tickets?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's sitting at 3. Motherfuck. Alright.
That's a whole point swing for you.
Yeah, but, it's still Chicago. I don't have a ton of faith in Trubisky, but fuck Detroit. Fuck everybody from Detroit. Fuck that whole state. Fuck your goddamn mitten-shaped state.
There's 2 mittens in the state.
God.
No, this one is actually going to be my first play of the day. I've already got a ticket booked. I like the over 41. I think the Lions do put up some points, but however, the Bears somehow get a defensive touchdown. Their offense looks pretty good. They'll probably be able to run the ball against Detroit because our fucking defense is a clusterfuck. So
it sounds like we're going to be sweating Token in the late games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's all over late games.
Oh yeah. I only have plays in 5 games though. So
That's true.
Fair enough. Anybody else on this game? I'm not.
Fake Token, no. Oh, Dice. Dice are taking Detroit money line. No bonus point on it, but Detroit plus 130.
as long as the over comes in, I'm happy.
What do you think about Trubisky this week saying that he wants the TVs turned off inside the practice facility because he doesn't want his team to listen to the noise? So you have Mitch Trubisky, who doesn't want his team to listen to all the negative, and then you have Aaron Rodgers, who said his team listened to all the positive last week. That's why they got smacked in the mouth by not San Diego, L.A. I'll never get used to that.
Yeah,
No.
it's. I appreciate what Trubisky's trying to do. He's trying to be a leader. He's trying to, say the right things. It's almost Belichickian in a way. But I don't think it matters because these guys, no matter what they say, they're going to listen, whether it's through the TV, whether it's through social media, whether there's friends and family are telling them what's going on. These guys hear about it, and there's no way for them to avoid it. There's no way for them to deny that they haven't heard it. So, I appreciate what Trubisky's trying to do, but I think this is a last-ditch effort for him to try to save face in Chicago before they inevitably trade for Cam Newton.
And I don't agree with the Cam Newton trade. Not that I
don't either.
Yeah, I think Cam Newton is just damaged goods. But
he is, but I'd still rather have him than Trubisky.
Yeah, but he's going to want far more money. Far more money. You can use that to beef up other things. I say you go with Trubisky for one more year. And I mean, if they're going to be bad, what's their record right now? 3-5, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
They're 3-5. Let's just say on a good note, they're 8-8 and they're in the teens. I think somewhere like Justin Herbert or something like that is going to be around unless he takes a huge leap forward.
It could happen, but unlikely.
I don't know. The problem is Trubisky is just wildly inaccurate. I don't find him to be a terrible quarterback. Yes, inaccuracy does make you bad, but I think the problem is somehow you can't teach that.
Yeah, it takes a step down. At this point, it's going to be hard for him to develop even more. So,
you trade Khalil Mack and 2 first-round picks to go get like Matt Stafford.
Oh,
they won't trade in the division, but something along those lines.
As a Detroit fan, I'd be happy with that.
Well, of course. So, all right. We can go to that Carolina-Green Bay game. This line is dropping a lot. Opened up at 7, now down to 4.5. Green Bay the favorite, the home favorite. 47 is the total. I'll just start. That excites me that it's dropped because when I locked in the pick, it was 5.5. So I'll obviously take a full point movement. I think Green Bay at home rights the ship, and I think Carolina is really, as much as I like Kyle Allen, you shut down Christian McCaffrey, obviously easier said than done. You can clearly beat this team, and San Francisco showed the blueprint for it, even though McCaffrey got a lot of garbage time. I think this is a spot where I'm not understanding the line movement really currently, and so I'll play Green Bay by 7-10.
Oh, there we go. I'm not on this game. I don't know. The line movement to me seems like an overreaction to Green Bay getting beat by the Clippers last week. So I would lean also towards Green Bay as well, but again, no pick. Aaron Rodgers has been playing well. The defense has been playing well. Occasionally they put up goose egg games like we saw, but I don't know. I think this is a team that can definitely right the ship quicker than probably anybody else except maybe the Patriots. So what in the fuck is going on with Token there?
Oh, sorry, I was grabbing some granola.
How do you find the loudest snacks
I
in the
know.
world when we're on the goddamn radio?
I'm a gravel collector.
They call me the garbage disposal.
I'm sure they do, but that's
Not to your face, we don't.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you guys think it. This one I liked in the morning. Today I liked Panthers plus the 5. Moved to 4.5. I still like it. I actually have the Panthers money line plus 180. I think Green Bay's a good team, but however, I think Carolina's definitely the better team in this spot as of right now.
whoa.
Carolina, the better team.
I like that.
Yes, I think they have better game management. They are able to keep Green Bay's offense off the field more than Green Bay will probably think, and they'll be able to control this game and probably cruise to a 3 to 7 point victory.
I mean, let me ask
This
you
one
this.
I'd probably put in a pleaser, actually, too.
Wow.
Wow. What win gives you that kind of confidence for the Carolina this year?
I mean, their offensive line's pretty good. They're able to run the ball. Allen's pretty decent.
I like Kyle Allen, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen in Lambeau, that's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough, but however, I mean, Green Bay, if you can stop the pass, and their defense has been kind of shaky as of late. I mean, I have no confidence.
I'm willing
As
to,
right now.
so the line's 4.5. I'm willing to give Token a 7-point pleaser, which puts the line at 3.5 Carolina for a bonus point. And since Tony Johnson's not here, his opinion is invalid.
I could agree with that if Token wants it.
So 3.5 for how many points total?
2.
Yeah, it would be Carolina minus 3.5 for a total of 2 points on the game.
No, because I could just take the money line and still just get 2 points.
That is true. Which he does have as one of his picks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so my 3-gamer, I have Panthers plus 4.5, and my 7-teamer, I have Panthers plus 4.5 and
I didn't
Panthers
realize with
money line.
4.5 that money line was still big enough.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes even at 3 or 3.5, it's still at that 150 threshold.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so 2 plays, 1 game for me.
Oh boy. All right, let's move on. Where are we at here? Miami and Indianapolis. God, this is a sleeper. Colts 10.5-point favorites, even with Jacoby Brissett questionable. I haven't heard anything. What's the update?
I also haven't heard anything, so I don't know what the current
Question
status is. Yeah, so really kind of interesting spot, but even with Brissett as a question mark, still as a 10.5-point home favorite, that seems kind of nutty to me, especially with Miami actually getting a win. Not that they played anybody that's worth talking about, but Miami, how do you have confidence in this team after what we've seen like all season? So, I don't know. This is not one of my plays. Don't know. Let's see. Fake tokens.
I considered Miami money line. I mean, it was obviously another huge bonus point at plus 425.
Oh yeah. I mean that. If you're going to roll with Miami in this spot, I don't know how you don't just gamble and take the money line. So
Nobody on this play?
no, Token is, and he's got Miami
Yeah.
plus the 11. So that's why I was giving him the little jab as
I
to
know.
why would you take the money line.
Well, he just lost a 0.5 point, so you might as well gamble. I'll let him switch his pick if he wants the money.
No, I'm just going to be confident with them taking the 10.5. I think they are able to find a way to lose this game, but however, within a touchdown. So it was actually 11.5 this morning, and it's now at 10.5. So that's kind of a
Opened up at 15.5. So it's coming
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, it's at 10 in some spots too.
I
And
still don't even know if I would
Yeah.
I would lay 15.5 with Jacoby Brissett playing.
MGM and Circa
Yeah,
are both
at
at
home,
10.
look at what they did at home against fucking Denver with Flacco at quarterback.
Yeah.
They were in a dogfight.
Yeah, and Vinatieri's been missing all sorts of kicks, so you
Yeah.
can't rely on that.
And their defense
Yeah.
has actually shown a little bit of signs of weakness. I mean, that's fair to say about any team. It's week 10.
But also, to contrary Spike, is Miami going to try and win this game though?
I think they
That's
have
up
to
their
now.
draft pick.
The problem is that they already fucked up and they can't go winless, and they have a game against Cincinnati in Week 16. So,
Which they could lose.
well, it's doubtful. I mean, Cincinnati's already announced to the world that they're throwing up the white flag. So, I can't imagine Miami is trying to lose after winning last week and having another game on their schedule that they're going to win. So, 2-14, they've already knocked themselves out of the contention for the number one seed. Assuming, of course, that Cincinnati doesn't just all of a sudden fucking turn it around and start winning games with what did we say his name was? Chuck Finley.
Chuck Finley, yeah, Chuck Finley's son. Yeah, but he's a righty though.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I can't feel confident in Miami whatsoever in attempting to lose these games. I can't feel confident in Miami trying to win these games by a bunch. I don't.
There are 6 teams with 2 wins or less.
Not something I can touch.
Yeah, so I mean, as far as all these teams, yeah, I would imagine Cincinnati is making zero effort to win games. I mean, I like they're doing what I think Tampa Bay should do. See what you got in this 4th round pick that you have before we have a crop of quarterbacks coming out in the next 2 years. So Token made his pick. He's on Miami plus 10.5.
Miami plus 10.5. Yep. And let's see.
I don't think that's a terrible pick. I mean, if there's any pick in this spot with Jacoby Brissett playing or not, or playing injured or not playing, it's Miami plus points.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, without knowing whether or not it's going to be Brissett, I couldn't touch it.
Even if it is Brissett, I still like it.
All right. Well, no dice, no fake token, and I'm not on it. So,
all right, Rams in Pittsburgh. We got a 4-point road favorite in LA. Correct me if I'm wrong. Coming off the bye, and what's the total? 43.
43 now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I am on this game. I haven't thought much of the Rams this year, but I have thought even less about Pittsburgh. Sort of a weird spot because Pittsburgh, if you look at covers, Pittsburgh did open as a 1-point favorite in this spot.
That might have been with Roethlisberger. Covers is weird.
Yeah, I know covers does have some strange lines, but Pittsburgh plus 4 right now. As much as I've been shitting on the Rams this year, as much as I had bet against them to not win the division, I am under their win total. I still think that they win this game. Even though it is in Pittsburgh, I think having the bye week definitely helps. And I just like the way that the Rams have been playing for the most part. And I'm not super confident in, what's his name, Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
So, Rams on the road 4-0 against the spread. Pittsburgh at home 3-2 against the spread. Overall, with the Rams, they're 6-2 against the spread. So Rams minus the 4, I think that is just enough where I'm going to roll with the Rams in this spot. If it goes down any more, 4.5, 5, I might rethink that. But for right now, because it's locked in, I'm staying with the Rams minus 4. As is fake token, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, this one I am on the total. I like the over 43. I think Pittsburgh does put up probably 17 to 20-ish, and I think the Rams put up around 27. So probably enough to cover the spread, but however, it's too close of a play for me to touch the spread, but I like the over.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, man. Pittsburgh's schedule is setting up for them not realistically, but potentially being able to go 10-6.
Yeah,
it is.
You ready for this?
All right.
They have the game against LA this week.
Okay.
At Cleveland.
That's a win.
At Cincinnati.
That's a win.
Home against Cleveland.
That's a win.
Arizona.
Okay. Probably a win. Yeah.
Home against Buffalo. That's the toss-up game.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
I don't know. Home against Buffalo, at the Jets,
That's a win.
and at Baltimore to close out the season.
That's a loss.
I could see a 9-6 Pittsburgh team going into, or either 9-6 or a 9-6 or a 10-5 team going into Baltimore Week 17.
I think you're onto something there.
They have won 3 in a row. I ultimately laid off this pick. It was very close to my 7, but I do like the Rams enough that I kind of like both teams, but I liked the Rams enough to actually almost lay off this because it's weird. Rams off of a bye should be fine. Their record with McVay playing on the east side of the country is not great. So that's one of the reasons I don't necessarily love the -4. I would probably take, if I'm betting this game, I would probably take a Rams money line. Again, not for our betting purposes, but laying 200 in the spot might be where I would be putting my money.
I should play the whole MGM account on it.
There we go. I like that.
Oh, I forgot to mention this is one of my 3-gamer ones too.
Okay.
And we've got the dice are actually on this one. Pittsburgh money line currently sitting at plus 175.
Well, now definitely go Rams money line.
They are. They're in the hunt for the bonus point.
All right, short slate on the afternoon games. There we have.
There's 6 teams on bye, so
I know. I know. Still a short slate.
Yeah.
Calm down over there, oatmeal.
Rough week to find games.
It was. I would say too. Yeah, it was. Sunday night football, Minnesota and Dallas. This is. I'm excited to watch this football game. Dallas is a 3-point favorite for Spike's new favorite ginger, Coach Jason Garrett. The total is 48. This total is moving up. One stat I found interesting, not that it necessarily affects my decision making on this game, is that Jason Garrett is 1-6, 0-4 at home after a win on Monday Night Football.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I am actually on this one, and I kind of went back and forth as to how I wanted to play it, whether I wanted to take against the spread or against the total. I ended up against the spread. What?
Could this Muppet make any more fucking noise?
Oh, it's especially frustrating because I just bought earbuds so I could actually hear what's going on, and now I wish I hadn't.
I know. I wish I hadn't either.
I just want to light my eardrums on fire. Fucking garbage disposal over there.
I feel like you're just trying to play with your phlegm in the back of your throat.
Ugh.
It's the weirdest sound coming out of that phone. It's
Gross.
It's not funny.
You gargling with
I'm not
broken
even
glass.
trying to do anything. That's the sad thing.
Ugh. Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's a window licker. I like the Dolphins. I like turtles.
So
Pineapple doesn't go on pizza.
All those are accurate.
This game ended up coming down to 2 things for me, both of which I found on covers, so thanks to them for the sort of insight here. Minnesota is winless in their last 10 road games against teams with a winning record, which is nice. Prescott is 4-0 head-to-head against Kirk Cousins, so when I saw that the line was only 3, I'm taking Dallas minus the 3 points in this. Should be a fun game. I'm actually looking forward to watching this one. I think this is going to be an exciting one to watch. Second favorite game of the week, followed second only to the Monday night game, which we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
That one's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, for a weird slate with not a lot of, obviously 6 teams on bye, they save the best for last.
Oh, for sure. So that's going to be fun. Fake Token is on this one as well. He is rolling with under the total is if it's still sitting at 48. He's on that for the 7-gamer, under 47.5 on the 3-gamer as well.
Yeah, that is still accurate.
Okay.
Token got anything on this?
No, I got nothing. I almost took Spike's approach and took the Cowboys -3, but I figured it was going to come down to 3 or 4 points, so I laid off of it. I see like a 26-22 kind of game.
Yeah, it's The dice are sitting on Minnesota plus the 3 as well, so that's a nice swing too if the Dallas does come in minus the 3.
Yeah,
I just need it to not push, essentially.
Dallas with victory 27-24. The over comes through.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
Huh, interesting. I guess just, Token would really be rooting for that because I myself, on the 7 and the 3, am also on Minnesota Dallas under 48 and subsequently under 47.5. I see this game in, ironically, like a 23-20 kind of spot. Both teams, you're going to get Van Der Esch back for Dallas. That's a huge bump for them on the
Vanderjack?
Yes, his illegitimate child, Van Der Esch. As of now, it looks like all teams healthy, all systems go. That being said, I think both defenses are going to have good days against both offenses. However, I'm still hoping Dalvin Cook could squeeze out $140 and a touch. It'd be awful nice of him. 23-20. Either way, I'll say 23-20 Dallas, or with Fake Token and I getting the under, and you pushing, haha, har har. All right, and the aforementioned game of the week, Monday Night Football. I think we're all on this game.
Yeah, we all are, including the dice, and I'll start with the dice.
6.5 for San Francisco. 47. Just to get that out of the way.
Rolling with Seattle money line plus 240.
Uh-oh.
Same pick, by the way, as Fake Token. Seattle money line plus 240. I also like Seattle in this spot, but I am taking the plus 6.5. I think while San Francisco, everybody criticized them when they were 6-0, 7-0, and that they hadn't actually played anybody. Then they went in and kind of curb stomped Carolina, so I think that got a lot of people's attention. But Russell Wilson playing for MVP, playing phenomenal football right now. Even though they're on the road, I still think Seattle, with the loss on their record, is still a better team than what we've seen out of San Francisco in total. So Seattle plus the 6.5 in this spot. I like this game quite a bit. Not enough to put it on my 3-gamer, but it is on my 7-gamer.
Yeah, I have 2 plays in this one. I have Seattle moneyline plus 240 as with Fake Token in the dice. I actually do see them winning this game, a close game, a kind of grind them game. It's a divisional key game, prime time, and San Francisco is shaking in their boots because of it. Also in the 7-3 team, the 7-3 gamer, I have Seattle plus the 6.5. So
you guys forgetting one very big thing. Seattle hasn't played since last Thursday.
Yeah.
They have had, what is that? Correct me if I'm wrong. 8, 9, 10, 11 days off in between games?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice.
And Seattle took everything they had to beat the Buccaneers in overtime at home.
I know.
God, I love me some Russell Wilson. I don't think if I haven't, I want to make that perfectly clear. I'm not sure if I've made that clear that I love Russell Wilson. And I think
it's been noted a few times.
Yeah, I think
once or
he's
twice.
definitely the MVP of the league up to this point. But they haven't faced a defense like fucking San Francisco. I think Jimmy G is Brady 2.0 or whatever you want to call it. I think Tom Brady and Bill Belichick made this guy into a potential future Hall of Famer. And that's a lot to say after 9 weeks of the season. I understand that. But I think San Francisco wins this one going away.
Really?
To take a page out of your book, San Francisco minus whatever.
Oh, shit.
Ruh-roh.
And I love Russ. And sorry, Russ, if you're listening to this, earmuffs, please. But on my 7 game and my 3 game, 49ers minus 6.5.
Wow. I
Ship the sherbert to the pervert.
I admit that I am surprised by that. That does not seem like you not just betting against Russell Wilson, but the San Francisco minus whatever. I don't think you've said that line since I've been on this pod, at least.
I'm not sure if I have either.
It's been a while if you have.
It's like
yeah.
a life sentence. It's a life sentence, but it's up to 25 years. So I'll say San Francisco minus whatever, up to 13. San Francisco, 31-14.
31. Wow.
I mean, I hope for my fantasy sakes, because I have Russell Wilson in my fantasy league, that maybe it's more along the lines of like 45-28 or something like that. But Emmanuel Sanders has given Garoppolo one more weapon. And between him, George Kittle, and the stable of running backs. And again, Jimmy Garoppolo. 49ers minus, asterisk, whatever.
All right. Very curious.
So, all right.
Very, very curious.
So before we wrap up the podcast here, I told you I had a bold prediction, so I want to hear yours too. I'll go first to give you guys time to think about it. Obviously, we don't do the points for the bold predictions anymore. I talked about it. It was in the battle of the life insurance policies.
Yes.
Giants and Jets. Recently, Leonard Williams was traded from the Jets to the Giants.
Okay.
Leonard Williams has 2 sacks on Sam Darnold, including the game-winning strip sack to preserve the victory. I don't know if he recovers the fumble, but I think he gets the game-winning strip sack.
Interesting. That is a very specific
It's a
bold
big
prediction.
fuck you to the Jets.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm down.
And I believe another bold prediction is that Token goes with maple and brown sugar tomorrow for his oatmeal.
Most likely, yeah.
Nailed it. Thank God we're not doing bonus points anymore. I do have one bold prediction this week, and I say that we see at least one shutout this week.
Cleveland.
Actually, I'm thinking Cincinnati.
Okay.
I think Cincinnati puts up a 0 burger, and that's why I said at least one, because if Cleveland got shut out as well, it wouldn't surprise me, but I think Cincinnati goes over.
Bold prediction for me, McCaffrey has 200 yards rushing.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get a 200-yard rusher last week on my bold predictions. I don't even think I got close. I think the leading rusher last week was like 125 yards.
Yeah, that's not
There's
close.
something around there, yeah.
All right, Christian McCaffrey, 200 rushing yards. That's impressive.
All right.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, that is our Week 10 picks for the NFL. And let's thank the sponsors before we wrap up. Obviously, first and foremost, 12-Ounce Sports Radio, where we air every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Check them out at 12ozsports.com. Check out the other shows as well and tell them the Vegas Square sent you. And Seat Giant, where you can use promo code 12-Ounce Sports for your discounted sporting events, concert, and theater tickets. All right, cool. Well, let's wrap it up again. Like I said, for Spike, for Token Tony, for the ghost of fake Token. I am Aaron. We appreciate you listening, and we will catch you on the next podcast. Bye.